Okay, I'm going to talk through the answers for these questions so you can check your answers against them. So here are the answers for number 1 and 2. You can check through my working and see that I'm always taking the final minus the initial on the top line, dividing by time on the bottom line to get those answers. The only difference is we get a negative answer for number 2 because it's a deceleration as the car is slowing down. You can ask me for more explanation if you need it later on WebEx. Okay, so number 3, we're told the rocket starts at rest and accelerates at a rate of 56 meters per second squared for 23 seconds, and we're asked to find its final speed. So we start with the basic equation for A equals V minus U over T. Oops, I'm erasing things accidentally, took that away. We'll try that again. And so now, of course, but since we want to get V, the final speed, we want to rearrange the equation. So we multiply both sides of the equation by T. We get this, A times T equals V minus U. And since U equals 0, that U just disappears, leaving us with A times T equals V, the final speed. So we substitute numbers in. The acceleration was 56 and the time was 23 seconds. So that gives us a total of 1288, and we should round that to 3 figures at most, so that's 1290, and don't forget the unit, meters per second. So give yourself some ticks. I would say that's worth 1, 2, 3 marks there. Okay, number 4, you're told about a meteor entering the atmosphere and it slows down to 98 meters per second after 25 minutes. First thing to do, of course, is to change the minutes into seconds. So that's the time calculation over here. 25 times 60 gives you 1500 seconds. And then substitute the numbers into the equation carefully, making sure you've got 98 as your final speed and 345 as your initial speed. So you should get a negative number, and your answer turns out to be negative 0.165. That's rounded to 3 significant figures, meters per second squared as the unit. If you get that correct, you should be getting yourself 3 marks again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, number 5 is a bit harder. You need to rearrange the equation and make U the subject. So the first thing to do is to get rid of the T, like we did before, multiply it by T on both sides. That gives you A times T equals V times U. And now you want to add U to both sides, so you get U plus AT equals V. And now, because we want U by itself, we need to subtract this here from both sides. So we subtract AT from both sides, and that leaves you with U by itself, which is what you want. And that equals V minus AT, because you have to subtract the AT, of course, from both sides. And now all you need to do is substitute the numbers in. So 17 is the final speed, the acceleration was 2.5, and we multiply that by the time, 4.3. That gives you U equals 6.25 meters per second, and that is your final answer. So if you get this correct, that's 3 really difficult marks to get.